Let's look at force 3. Okay, force 3, is there a substitute to the concept of a supermarket today? There is no substitute. The supermarket performs various kinds of needs together, and there is no other institution which does that. Therefore, there is no substitute to the supermarket as of now. Because there are no substitutes, the supermarket industry is very attractive, and let's give it a +1. So force 3 is +1. Now let's look at the bargaining power of buyers. Okay, that's force 4. Who are the buyers? The buyers are you and me, right? The buyers are people like us who visit supermarket chains to buy products. Now, when you visit a supermarket chain, do you buy a high proportion of their products? Or the supermarket, Walmart would probably have tons and tons of cereals, but you are buying a few kilograms, right? It would have millions and millions of soaps, but you are buying a few, 2 or 3 soaps. So the proportion of product bought by the buyer is very low, and because the proportion of product bought is low, therefore the bargaining power of the buyer is low, right? So let's give +1 to attractiveness of the industry, right? Now, how many alternate suppliers are there? Okay, now we are talking about a situation where Walmart enters India. Walmart is the only supplier. Walmart is the only supermarket, foreign supermarket chain in India. So, do you have alternate suppliers? No. Therefore, one would assume that the bargaining power of buyers is low. But then, what about the Indian supermarket chains, right? As a buyer, you or I, we don't have to go to Walmart. We could go to Future, we could go to Reliance, we could go to Star, we could go to a whole lot of other Indian supermarket chains. Therefore, there are alternate suppliers, and therefore buyers do have a bargaining power. So let's give a -1 there for attractiveness. What about switching costs? Right. This is interesting. Let's assume that you have gone into Walmart and you have purchased a soap from Walmart. Now, for some reason, you were not happy with the experience. Is it difficult for you next time you want a soap to go to Future's shop? No, it's not, right? It's simple. So, switching costs here, in the case of the supermarket industry, the switching cost for the buyer, is very low. There's hardly any switching cost, and therefore the buyer has a high bargaining power, and therefore the industry is not so attractive for the firm. So let's give it a -1. So cumulatively, when you look at force 4, the bargaining power of buyers, the cumulative score here is -1. So the industry is not all that attractive when you look at the bargaining power of buyers. Now we are looking at the bargaining power of suppliers, right? There is a supermarket industry, Walmart is there, Walmart is buying from a whole lot of small firms, small manufacturers, some large manufacturers, farmers across the country, and so on. Now, what is the bargaining power of these suppliers vis-a-vis Walmart? Walmart is buying huge quantities of products from the suppliers. Each individual supplier is meeting a very small portion of that. Also, there are many suppliers who are eager to supply Walmart. For Walmart to change from one supplier to another supplier is simple, right? There are virtually no switching costs. Now, in this situation, number of suppliers is large, therefore the industry, the supermarket industry is very attractive. Let's give it a +1. Are there switching costs? That is, does the supermarket industry, does Walmart have a cost in switching from one supplier to another? No, it does not. Therefore, the power of the supplier is low. Therefore, the supermarket industry is more attractive for Walmart. Let's give it a +1 there. So, what is the attractiveness score for force 5? +2, right? Now, if you look at the cumulative score, all 5 forces put together, the cumulative score is +3, right? Now, if the cumulative score had been 0, if it had been 0, the industry is neither attractive nor unattractive, right? Because it is plus, because it is positive, and because it is +3, not +1, not +2, but +3, therefore it's definitely an attractive industry. The supermarket industry is definitely an attractive industry for Walmart, right? Now, you must see that it's not +10, so it is not a wildly attractive industry for Walmart, but it is an attractive industry for Walmart to come into India. This is an application of Porter 5 forces to an industrial context, right? To understand whether that industry, for a firm planning to enter that industry, is an attractive industry. Now, I would like to end this session by reminding viewers that we are evaluating attractiveness of an industry for the firm entering that industry. We are not evaluating attractiveness of the industry for the country in which that firm is located, right? That's a different issue altogether, because in the case of our own country, the supermarket industry, if it comes into the country, it could have enormous benefits, and we would probably be talking about force 10 for the country. But here we are talking about the attractiveness of the industry for Walmart, and that's +3. Okay, right. What have we learned in this session? We have looked at the external environment. We understand that the external environment comprises macro forces, which are studied through the Pestel model. It comprises industry forces, which are studied through the Porter Five Forces model, right? The Porter Five Forces model tells us how attractive a particular industry is for investment. This is a factor which allows us to understand in more detail the opportunities and threats that prevail in that industry. And these opportunities and threats in turn affect our business strategy. Thank you.